thank you. And may you enjoy your day in this magical place called Disneyland.
Victor's Cross? Emerald? And there. Because we got we got
Please remain seated until we come to a full complete stop. You're at 8 Feet USA, the gateway to anywhere. Please start.
The next thing is like what? You see trees. Get off!
They're back, right? That's the Oh, wow.
It's okay in here.
Pretty good.
Is it wrapped?
Scratch it or square.
All aboard.
Okay, that's just.
Quiet, makes you feel happy.
Backwards?
Oh, driver the other way.
Yes. Does this have a new driver?
Or too heavy.
That's actually a routine procedure. It gives them a chance to get a little running start. They compress all the cars backwards and then take off. And then they only have to pull one car at a time. There's a sweet spot on the wheel.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a Grand Circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Especially you, Chris.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Bueno.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails.
Like Chris and Johnny.
Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country.
Right here to the right.
Oh yeah, look at
If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
That's right, New Orleans Square, your stop for Critter Country, Adventureland, Frontierland, and New Orleans Square attraction. Please remain seated till we come to a full stop inside the station. Don't forget to head over to the Petrified Tree and get your Fast Pass for Fantasmic tonight. This is a good opportunity. Please remain seated when the train comes to a full complete stop.
Yeah, this is New Orleans. Guys should move up to the next car just so there's more air.
No, we'll wait for you here. Here, John. Chris.
Oh, you won't be able to get off soon, right?
Yeah, you guys want to go take a look? You can, the door doesn't open.
Please remain seated. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. Supervise your children on our way to Toontown Depot. Watch for dancing chickens.
Yeah.
just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laughing Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity doodah. Speaking of critters, this place we're passing over is home to a whole bunch of them. Here in Critter Country, you can join Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Rare Rabbit, and Rare Bear on their fun-filled adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the Rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see.
Please remain seated till we come to a full, complete stop. Our next stop is Tomorrowland Station.
Yeah.
So remain seated, keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside. Supervised children keep small ones away from the openings. Next stop, Tomorrowland, sometime in the future.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Hi, Eric.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of that happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and starspeeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first safe operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Along the monorail and us are the fun-filled roadways of the October. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships, big battle with evil empires and emperors, the Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. Because we is here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
This is Tomorrowland Station. Please remain seated until we come to a full, complete stop. For your safety, please remain seated on your bottom. Supervise your children, keep small ones away from the openings and inside the tunnel ahead. No flash photography or video lighting. Thank you.
So Chris says they made changes to the dinosaur.
Throw you. Too bad you don't fit through the window. I would say throw you out.
Bye-bye, also.
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially
Please remain seated till we come to a full, complete stop.
Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
That's fine. Right now it's not too bad.
Far as the eye can see.
Way too young. I like this part.
It's nice.
Oh yeah.
Isn't this isn't this Tom Sawyer Island?
Yes.
And then this is also where Ben Asman is from.
There is the revered Indian shaman
You'll see in a
sharing
bit, they
his
have a new
stories with
staging
those
ground
in
right
the
here,
Great
right
River Valley
around the other
below.
side of Trestle.
Look, it's an Indian village.
All they did was move it, verbiage. Look right here. See the tunnel?
Yeah.
That's where they park.
Of course, some of those trees and the stories that went with them were pretty darn wild and feel right on the lake. Like a right here, mysterious spirits and rare wild and wild.
Have you ever heard of the Pac-Mule Night? When they have Nature's Wonderland around here? But you heard of Pac-Mules, right? When you get to right down, that's not the pathway. It's barely down, you get to see it. Yeah. There's a YouTuber on
Scarred.
Scarred. The way he spells it, it was like scared.
You know what smart means?
This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of gear. The one you'll find on Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Further south is Toontown. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop.
Now arriving Mickey's Toontown Depot, ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete and total stop at the station, and you can see your conductors out on the platform.
In just a moment. This is Toontown Depot, Mickey's Toontown.
You're close though.
I don't want to say 100, it's too much.
What?
80?
No. 74.
from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board. Disneyland Limited now leaving for a cruising trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom, the Grand Canyon and Magical World. Stop at Tomorrowland, Main Street Station, and Frontierland. Last call.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome aboard the Holiday 4 on the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated, keep your hands on seat and legs inside the train at all times, and keep little children away from these train openings. Our next stop is Tomorrowland Station.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Okay, it's going to be a couple minutes before the next train. Okay? I got a picture. Did you see candy? Who gave you candy? Did you want your candy? Raisin?
Disneyland Limited now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
We'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is Toontown Depot. Just a moment. This is Toontown Depot. Just a moment. This is Toontown Depot. This is Toontown.
Your attention, please. Disneyland Limited now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stop at Tomorrowland, Main Street Station, and Frontierland.
Hey, watch your hands, folks.
Last call.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Please remain seated at all times. Keep your arms, hands, and legs straight inside the train. Watch your children and place them away for the train opening. Our next stop is Tomorrowland.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Disneyland Limited now arriving from a trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom. Passengers will stand by to board.
welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're going to ask you please remain seated, keeping your hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the train. Keep the little ones away from the train opening, either on your lap or the seat next to you on the inside. Our next stop on the line will be the future Tomorrowland station.
That's my train. They don't have a stop. Here we go. Come on.
Must be on break.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain. We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and starscapes, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
We're now making our way into Tomorrowland Station. Please remain seated till the train comes to a full and complete stop. This is Tomorrowland Station.
Tomorrowland, guys. Today, but we're here. Tomorrowland
For those of you just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Please remain seated at all times. Keep your hands, arms, legs, and feet inside the train. Keep the little ones away from those train openings, either on your lap or the seat next to you on the inside. Our next stop will be Main Street Station, but along the way we're going to take a detour to the Grand Canyon and the primeval world. Up ahead, while we're in the tunnels, please No flash photography or video lighting equipment. Thank you very much.
Here we go. Wait, wait, take it. Great
Here, after this
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always this way. Now, let's travel back in time, way back in time, to the fantastic past of the primeval world, land of the dinosaurs. Returning to our own time and to Main Street Station, gateway to Disneyland. If you're leaving us here, stay in your seat until we come to a full stop. Remember to gather all your personal belongings and step carefully from the train. I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us.
Now pulling into Main Street Station, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop. This is Main Street, USA.
This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Main Street Station! Main Street Station! Exit this way, Main Street,
Wes, we got it. We'll do it. Yeah. It's 10 seats.
I'm rotating up to the front.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad, folks. For your safety, please remain seated at all times. Keep your arms, hands, legs, feet inside the train. Supervise your little ones to make sure they are seated away from the openings of the train. Our next stop will be New Orleans Square.
That's it, last one.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're embarking on a Grand Circle tour of the Magic Kingdom. We'll be stopping at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. We'll also visit the Grand Canyon and make a trip back in time to the primeval world and the age of the dinosaurs before returning to Main Street Station. As we begin our journey, remember that for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Our first stop is New Orleans Square Station. But to get there, we need to pass through the wilds of Adventureland. It may seem peaceful through here, but trust me, it's a real jungle out there. Literally. So be on the lookout. You just never know what might be lurking along the rails. Just ahead is New Orleans Square Station. This station also serves Frontierland and Critter Country. If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step as you're getting off. For those of you continuing on with us, we'll be resuming our trip in just a moment. This is New Orleans Square Station, New Orleans Square.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now arriving at New Orleans Square Station. Please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside of the station. Once again, folks, please remain seated until the train comes to a full and complete stop inside of the station.
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. For your safety, please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle. Parents, please supervise your children, keeping them away from the opening in the train. Our next stop will be the Toontown Depot.
I thought there was like a guy who came in and hijacked it. Yeah.
To those just joining us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, rumored to be the location of the one and only Laughing Place. If you look real hard, you just might find it. It's where the critters are celebrating a zippity doo-dah day.
Look, there they are. Look. There's the birds and all that
adventures. As we steam past Hungry Bear Restaurant, the last outpost in these parts, we're now joining up with the rivers of America and entering the frontier as it looked more than a century and a half ago. This is my favorite part of the journey. Around every bend, there's natural beauty as far as the eye can see.
You see him?
There is the revered Indian shaman, sharing his stories with those in the great river valley below.
Hello.
People like you have been riding these rails since the 1800s, traveling through nature's wonderland in a matter of days, rather than the months it used to take by mule or stagecoach. Steam power not only fueled these iron horses, but the dreams of a whole new generation as it moved west into this great frontier. Of course, some of those dreams, and the stories that went with them, were pretty darn wild and downright unbelievable, like on Big Thunder Mountain, where I hear that mysterious spirits have grabbed hold of those mining dreams and turned them into the wildest ride in the wilderness.
I'll show you a video later. They show one of it. They fly through it. I know it looks like another alien planet, like called rocks.
In character, yeah.
People in masks, like alien languages. Yeah, and they're gonna do anything at Disney World. They may do it here. Where you can pay for like an adventure, a Star Wars adventure while you're there. And you can do like
This tunnel signals our transition from the frontier to another kind of gear, a plunge to find a Mickey Mouse. Our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station for Mickey's Toontown, the cartoon home where Mickey, Minnie, and all their friends live. Toontown Depot is also the gateway to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories. If you're leaving us here, please wait until the train comes to a full stop. Remember your personal belongings and step carefully from the train.
We are now arriving at Toontown Depot. Please remain seated until we make a full stop at the station.
This is Toontown.
We're the next one. Maybe when you grow up, you can work at Disneyland.
But I'm not a worker.
You'd be a character.
What was that? All my names. What was that?
It's just in general, it's a lot of people would prefer not to be.
Hard for you to comprehend.
That's a pretty basic thing. Yeah. See how you feel.
Hi folks, just make sure our stroller is folded up before you board.
Well, we're not going. Yeah, wait till you start moving. It's not a big deal, but it's just a little.
Like in Dun's characters, guys that won't go on the bottom of the ships because like that they just stay on top in case the ship gets stuck so they can jump off. But some people don't like to be back, so they like to see where they're going. The train's gonna hit something.
You want to sit?
Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad.
He's right
Please remain seated at all times, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the vehicle at a time. And parents, please watch your children, making sure they're seated away from the opening in the train. We are now headed to Tomorrowland.
Can you comment his picture?
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us on the Disneyland Railroad. For a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we leave Toontown Depot, we get a real nice view of the happiest land of them all, Fantasyland. You can see people stepping onto It's a Small World just below us. And, off in the distance, majestic Matterhorn Mountain.
Which ones? Yeah, we'll take the baby likes that one.
Which ones?
We're now steaming forward into the future to a land inspired by visions of tomorrow, both practical and imagined. Here you'll find rocket ships and star speeders, submarines and astroblasters, and, if you look overhead, maybe a glimpse of a Mark 7 monorail. This is the latest version of the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere, gliding above Disneyland since 1959. Below the monorail, and us, are the fun-filled roadways of the Autopia. Drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of these cars. No experience or license required. If you're into soaring spaceships or doing battle with evil empires and emperors, Tomorrowland is definitely the place for you. Speaking of which, we're pulling into Tomorrowland Station right now. If you're leaving us here, just stay seated until we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings, including lightsabers and astroblasters, and step carefully from the train. Thanks, and have fun in the future.
Hi, folks, we are arriving at the Tomorrowland train station. Please remain seated until we make a full stop in the station.
Yeah, it's all outside, too.
Watch your children, making sure they sit away from the openings in the tree. And in the tunnel up ahead, there will be no plastic tops. Our next stop will be a Main Street station.
Well, maybe she bought it and then like your brother said they would
To those who have just come aboard, welcome. The next leg of our journey will take us from the fantastic world of the future to the breathtaking beauty of nature's own design, the Grand Canyon. For your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Watch your children and no flash photography.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
I'd especially like to thank those of you who've been with me for the Grand Circle Tour of Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed your travels with us, and that you'll come back to ride with us again real soon. For those of you staying with us, we'll be on our way again in just a few minutes. This is Main Street Station, Main Street, USA.
Your attention, please. Last call for the Disneyland Limited. Now leaving for a complete trip around Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom through the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. Stops at Frontierland, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland. Last call.